Hi everyone, I am your host, Jade Haggard, podcasting from Art Universe Laboratory. Welcome to Artist Solace. Hello again, and thank you for listening to episode 14 of Artist Solace, featuring a drummer of multiple bands, Sebastian Mykal Gustave Richey. Yes, all of those words are included in his name. He is from Illinois, but currently lives in Camby, Indiana. Although not touring as much this year, Sebastian has quite a bit of experience touring the United States with a band called Plans. That's Plans. And also works with other bands such as Bruise and Have Mercy. We learn about his experience touring across the U.S., how he got interested in music, and how he has maintained music in his life up until now. We also hear a cool story about when he played on his first real drum set. I hope you stick around and listen and extract some inspiration from him. I enjoyed it, of course, because music is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. Thanks, Sebastian, for coming and hanging out. He says Plans uses their music to talk about mental illness and to spread awareness of the topic. They just released an album called Get the Bad Out, which can be viewed and accessed online via Google search. Their music is also streamed on every online music platform. You can also find them on any social media platform by searching We Are Plans N. I'll spell that out for you. WEAREPLANSIN. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Today I'm interviewing Mr. Sebastian Richey from Indianapolis. Are you from Indianapolis?
I wasn't born in Indianapolis. I was born in Moline, Illinois. Nobody ever knows what that is. But then I say Quad Cities, and some people know what it is.
I have no idea what that is.
But most of the time, it's a no.
Okay. So Sebastian is a drummer, and he plays currently in a band called Plans.
That's right.
So today we're going to talk to him about what his journey's been like pursuing his music, and hopefully learn a little bit more about him. And hopefully extract some inspiration and advice and maybe a little motivation.
Hey.
I certainly hope to. So,
you never know.
All right, thanks for joining me today, Mr. Sebastian.
Hi, how you doing, Jade?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Haven't seen you at the hotel in a while.
I know. Do you still work there?
Yeah, every once in a while.
You try to just keep the 3 months?
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Okay. I can edit that out. See, you're playing with some of my toys.
Yeah.
I have like an assortment of picks and tokens of inspiration in my studio, actually on the table, and they're propped up against my book collection. It's like these are my most inspiring books, or
nice.
books that have inspired me the most. So.
And you keep it all together in one place here, huh?
Yeah, I thought it'd be good for me to just kind of have something here on the side, and it could maybe spark some interest.
Yeah,
or
I like
spark
that.
Conversation.
Having a little visual inspiration is always nice. It gives you something to work towards, right?
Sure. So what are you doing nowadays, man?
Well, I, for the most part, when I'm home and I'm not traveling, I work at a bar in Pittsboro, Indiana.
Pittsboro, Indiana.
Yeah, it's like Brownsburg, but farther.
South or north?
North.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I make pizzas and wash dishes there, and it's really easy.
So that's what you do when you're not playing?
Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, as you know, I do banquets at the JW downtown.
Mm-hmm. Rad.
It's a pretty easy job for how much we get paid, honestly.
Yeah.
We're just glorified busboys.
It gets pretty intense every now and then.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know, carrying heavy things across the whole football field size.
That's what I always say.
With a room full of 4,000 people. You okay?
It's exciting.
So So, what's been going on this year? Have you guys been touring or?
So our singer had a kid in January, so that kind of put us on pause for a few months. So like we didn't tour until June.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe we did one before that. I don't remember. Yeah, no, October to June we didn't do anything. And that was a long, exhausting time.
So now, like a month ago, you guys just finally did something. What did you practice or did you perform?
No, we went on the road for like a month, and it was nice to get back out there. But everybody was definitely exhausted. We didn't have any air conditioning in the van. We went to Texas in the middle of June. It was rough, but we had a lot of fun. Made a lot of friends. We drove with the windows down at night. It actually kind of got cold sometimes.
Is it cold in Texas at night since it's kind
of... It was pretty hot at night in Texas, but when we made it up to like Oklahoma, it was kind of cold at night.
Yeah.
It was a relief.
So that's a little taste of what van life might be like.
Yeah,
as a musician.
It can be like that sometimes. Mm-hmm. Normally the air conditioning works almost way too well in that thing, and it gets frigid, but
way too well.
It went out on us.
Oh, I see.
But we had some friends in another band on the road with us, and we took turns hopping into their van with air conditioning.
I see.
It was nice. It's good to have friends out there.
Friends as in, I mean, are they other musicians or just...
Yeah. So, like, a lot of times, like, two bands will go out on the road together as a package, it's called. They will play together every night at the same place, stay at the same hotels. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this was one of the first times that we've been able to go out with somebody that we're already friends with instead of, like, making friends on the road, because it takes a little while to warm up and you don't really feel like you've connected with them until it's almost over and you're like, oh man, I wish we would have hung out more. Happens every time. So it's cool to go out with somebody that we were already friends with. They're from Baltimore, so we...
Did they drive from Baltimore?
No, we drove to Baltimore. And that's where it started. We went from Baltimore.
Oh, so the month you were gone, you started in Baltimore and then wound up in Texas?
Yeah, we went to like Baltimore, North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Florida, Alabama. Didn't play in Louisiana, but then we did like 3 days in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Memphis, Nashville, home, 3 days in Michigan, then Chicago, and then home.
That sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to me, man. Holy shit. How do you get, like, do you have a manager or something? Like, how do you get, how did you get to that point, you know? Like,
with social media and, like, the internet and stuff these days, it is honestly a little easier than it sounds.
I see.
It's still difficult, huge pain in the butt. But
what's the pain in the butt part?
Sending emails to like hundreds of venues and show promoters asking, "Hey, can we come play at your venue and will you please also give us money?"
I see.
It's exactly as ridiculous as it sounds, but sometimes it works. You know, we make a pretty good deal of money. We sell a lot of T-shirts.
Does that help fund then? Raise the funds?
Yeah.
So selling yourself and promoting yourself, you say, is like the pain in the butt part. Is there someone in the band, like, do you assign any certain person in the band to manage that aspect, or how does that work? Or do you all work collectively to try to do that?
It's a pretty collective effort. You know, we've got, obviously, some people in the band are better at things than others. Cody, our lead singer, he's more of the people person. He's the smiling, happy face of the band. I am better with talking to like industry people, and then Stan and Mike, our bassist and lead guitarist, they are just the most lovable people in the whole world, and everybody just like wants to be their friend, and it's nice to have somebody like that in your band, because they like radiate that friendliness, and it catches on to everybody around them, including us. So everybody in the band gets along pretty well.
That's good. That's what I was gonna ask. It seems like that would give the band personality, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if the members are nice.
Yeah, we all have our own little bit of personality.
Have you been the same members? Now, how long have you been in a band?
So we've been a band for 5 years. Me and Cody are the only remaining founding members. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was me, Cody, our friend AJ, and our friend John. John was removed from the band for reasons, and AJ went to work at like a hospital or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. He's weird, but we love him. He still hangs around. Then we got our friend Stan, who I've been friends with for a while, who's like a freaking prodigy at everything he does. Like, he will just pick up an instrument and make magic with it.
I remember you talking about him. Every time you're at work, I always try to ask you what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I think I remember you saying, but he's still in your band.
Yeah. So Stan's...
He could pick up any instrument and play.
Yeah, he's... if you listen to our latest album, Get the Bad Out, it's on every streaming platform imaginable. He probably recorded like a solid third of the album himself. Like, most of the guitars, all of the bass except for like 2 songs, and all the like backup and harmony singing. And tambourine. He did the tambourine. I'm the drummer. I didn't even do the tambourine. Somehow he's even exceptionally good at tambourine. Don't know how.
Wow. Did he have like a lot of training when he was younger, or what?
No, he's just really good at everything. So he just automatically transfers to the tambourine too, because it's part of the blanket statement of everything. Yeah. So he's been in the band for about 2 years now. A little over exactly 2 years, actually. And then Mike is our newest member. He's playing bass. He really didn't play bass at all before he joined us, but he was like, "Oh, screw it. Can't be that hard, right?" And he was correct. He's killing it.
What did he originally play?
Just guitar.
Guitar.
Which it's easy to make that switch, kind of.
What's a bass then? Bass is 4 strings, right?
Yeah, 4 strings.
Same. What's the tuning on it like?
It's the same tuning, but like 2 octaves lower. So instead of me, it's boom.
Tuning, like I'm thinking of a regular guitar, like maybe 4 strings of a guitar. E, A, D, G.
Yep.
Now isn't that the same as violin?
Is it?
E, A, D, G.
I don't know.
But so it's E, A, D, G, but it's 2 octaves lower.
Maybe it's just 1 octave. I don't know. But yes.
Well, we know it's a different octave than that of a regular guitar.
It's a lower one.
Have you ever tried playing bass?
Yeah.
Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, I play a lot of bass. I recorded bass on 2 of the songs on the new album and wrote most of everything before that. Mm-hmm. A good portion of it.
You like the bass then?
Yeah, I like bass. It's fun.
Sounds awesome. I like the sound of the bass. It's the deep, rich tone.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's fun. I'm kind of okay at guitar. I can play like basic chords. nothing too crazy. I can't, like, tap a whole bunch of stuff or play crazy guitar solos or anything, but I can play a G chord.
Freaking hard. The guitar's hard.
Yeah, it is.
See, like, this whole collection of instruments I have, like, I find the piano's easy to learn, clarinet was easy to learn, because all the notes are laid out somewhat in a line, but when you get to a guitar with 6 strings, it's so complicated.
You gotta use, like, both your hands and stuff. That's tough, man.
Yeah, there's just so many options on the guitar. You have 6 strings, and then you have the frets, and then those are different notes. It's just, it's fun, but it's challenging, but hard. So that's why I kind of put that on the back burner.
Stan would freaking make you think otherwise. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, right. I see those people like, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, just
no.
Crazy.
But it's a lot of practice. So.
But drums.
Yeah.
I can play lots of drums.
When did you first start playing drums, man?
I got my first drum set for Christmas when I was 11.
Why'd you get it? Did you show interest in it?
Yeah, drums had been like my thing since I had a memory.
Since you realized you were alive in the world?
Yeah.
What were you doing? What'd you play on? Those little, like, Play School xylophone?
I'm guessing that I had, the pots and pans. I know my grandma got me a little toy drum set for Christmas.
I mean, did they just notice you... Did they ever give you any feedback on, like...
I think they planted it, honestly. I think my mom made that happen on purpose, because she went to concerts a lot when she was younger, and like a teenager and stuff. And then she became, like, friends with this, like, huge concert promoter for a company called Jam Productions. And he would always, like, give us free...
So wait, say it again? She became friends with a concert promoter?
Yeah, he was the vice president of this promotion company.
Cool.
And he did, like, huge shows, like, ones that would be, like, at Banker's Life and stuff. So... We got a lot of like backstage access, and my mom for a short period of time became friends with the band Tesla.
Okay. They sang hold on, don't tell me. Oh man. I'm drawing. Yes. Anywhere else, I would remember that song.
And I think that's even a cover still, but that's funny.
That's the only song I know of there.
Because that's the only song anybody knows.
And that wasn't even theirs originally.
Yeah, I know.
The original singers were like the 5-man it's a weird name, like a 5-band acoustic. 5-man oh my gosh, I'm torturing it. Anyway, they didn't originally write the song.
Yeah, but it's still the one that everybody knows is like, oh yeah, Tesla did that song.
So she became friends with them.
Yeah.
How?
Being sociable, I guess. I don't know. I didn't inherit that.
She dating someone in the band, maybe?
No, I don't think so. Anyway. And then they were doing sound check one night, and their drummer Troy Laquetta just let me like dink around on his kit. It was at the Nutter.
On the stage?
Yeah. Well, not with, like, people there. It was during the sound check, like, before the doors were open and everything. But, that was the first drum set I ever played on.
How old were you?
I was 3.
Wow.
And then, I guess ever since then, I just really liked
Did you just kind of think, like, man, I want to do this forever, or just...
I don't honestly remember being 3 and all, but I do. My mom told me that I was really into the cowbell, which is funny because I've never even known the cowbell.
I wanted to make a cowbell joke earlier, but I was gonna avoid it.
Never avoid the cowbell joke. It's a classic. You gotta have it. And then it went on from there. I was in like the music programs in the school band in middle school. So
now, did you grow up, and I think I already asked you this, you're from Indy. No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I wasn't born here, but I've been here since...
You were born in where?
I was born in Moline, Illinois.
Moline, Illinois.
Uh-huh.
And then when did you move here?
Let's see. We were there for like a year or two, and then we lived in Kentucky until I was like 4, I think. And then that's when I moved to Indiana. So I guess I've lived in Indiana for 25 years. So I'll be 29 this year. I'm old.
I'm 32. I got you by 3 years.
Oh, man. How does it feel?
I love it.
Up
I hated my 20s.
Oh, man.
Well, I didn't hate them, but the 20s are hard, man. Like, fun things happen, but
all the bad things also happen.
Oh, God, yeah. I was happy to turn 30. I talked about it in another interview. There's a writer I interviewed,
nice.
And he said the same thing. Like, he hated his 20s. I was like, I'm loving my 30s, but anyway.
Maybe I got that to look forward to then.
30's fine. 40, like, I don't know. Anyway.
40's when it starts going back downhill. You get like 10 years.
I know.
You get like 10 years of
bliss.
Here we go.
So you said you started getting into music programs.
Mm-hmm.
Were you living here in Indy at that point?
Greenfield.
Greenfield.
Yeah.
The writer I was just telling you about lives in Greenfield.
Yeah.
Danny Geyer.
I don't know him.
He worked at the JW he worked for Marquise at the JW. They're actually not affiliated with, they're affiliated with the JW, but they're not a part of them. They're their own separate company. Anyway, he was an AV tech for Marquise at the JW. He got promoted, and I think he works in Plainfield now, which I think is quite a bit of drive.
From Greenfield? Plainfield to Greenfield? That's like...
Isn't Greenfield east?
Yeah, Greenfield's like way east. That's like an hour.
Well, he got promoted up.
It's like an hour.
Worth it for him.
Jeez. I thought driving a half hour to work every day was rough.
Yeah. Sometimes 10 minutes for me is like, ugh.
Is that how close you are to the hotel?
Yeah, it's not bad, man, especially in the morning. Like early in the morning, like 4:30 a.m., like I can make it there real quick.
Oh, man, I avoid those. That's usually when I go to bed.
I really don't, I could have a 5 a.m. tomorrow, but I switched shifts with somebody because they wanted me to. So, it's my fault. But this is one shift I have this week.
Nice.
Because it's a dead season. So, anyway, like Greenfield, you said.
Yeah, I lived there until I was 21.
So, in Greenfield, you started taking music classes? Trying to connect all these things.
I never took any, like, classes or lessons or anything, but I was, I guess, being in band class would be taking a music class. So I guess, yeah.
In school?
Yeah, in middle school.
Started percussion?
Of course.
Word.
So I learned the snare drum and how to hold it like this, and the big timpanis. Those are actually my favorite. Those are fun.
Really?
Yeah. The marimba, you had to, like, learn how to play all the mallet keyboard instruments. In high school, you even got to hold 4 mallets at once.
Oh, I've seen those, man. That looks really complex, but fun.
It is, but you get, like, calluses and freaking, like, the way you hold the mallet is, like, one of them you hold it like this, and then it comes out from between your fingers, and it, like, wears, like, a freaking hole in your palm.
I can see that. Sounds painful.
It is. And then, like, with the snare drum, there was, like, almost always a blister right here.
On your ring finger?
Yeah. Because when you're holding it like this, it, like, goes in here and lays across there.
Oh, I see. I didn't notice that at first. So you have one hand,
Yeah, and the snare drum's
up
like...
and the other's facing down. But the drumsticks are...
Yep, the drumsticks are...
facing the standard direction.
Yeah, facing that way in a V. The snare drum's, like, tilted, so...
So then, so that would cause a blister, callus in your... Weird.
That was always tough.
Man, yeah, that's one characteristic of musicians. They always... Their fingers...
Oh, yeah. My hands are all...
prone to blisters and...
super rough.
Yeah, I can tell I haven't played in a while when those start to erode off my skin. And I can tell, after like a month.
Mine are getting there. I haven't played much guitar lately. I actually have fingerprints on the tips now. Wow.
Oh, did you play, like, in high school? Did you play marching band or anything?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah?
Uh-huh.
How'd you like that?
It was freaking sweet, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So where you start, like, in high school during those times, were you aspiring to play music for, full time, or what was going on in your brain in those days?
I wasn't really sure what I wanted at the time. I didn't have a band while I was in high school. I just had like the marching band, and I like played my drum set at my house, listening to like albums and stuff.
What was some of your favorite music or favorite bands or what?
Oh man, in high school I listened to a lot of 2000s alternative, like Korn and
nice.
Nickelback and stuff like that. I used to drum to the Phobia album by Breaking Benjamin a lot.
I can't remember if that's the one I used to listen to.
That's the one that had like a Diary of Jane and stuff on it.
I think, yeah. I had an ex-boyfriend that was like that kind of music.
Nice.
And that was a really good album. We would listen to that.
And sidebar, flash forward to 2 years ago. The second EP that my band recorded, we did at a studio in New Jersey called The Barbershop. And that is where they recorded that Breaking Benjamin album.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right on.
He even, the drummer even like stopped by for a visit to talk to the owner while we were there. And just crazy.
It's weird, man. Chicago? Did they
New Jersey.
There? New Jersey? Did they live there or something?
I don't know. I think he was there for some work or something, doing like other bands' albums. What else? The second time we went, while we were downstairs in the B room, upstairs in the A room was Collective Soul.
No shit. Were they recording?
Yeah.
Could you hear them?
No, super soundproof. It's like a $1 million studio. It's done perfectly. You can't hear anything from outside any door at all.
I remember Collective Soul back from the 90s. I didn't know they were still slinging out music.
I guess it's
there's a lot of bands doing that.
I guess it's gonna come out pretty soon. I've been seeing some promotion for it online. And we just last week put out the album that we did, and that was last April. It took over a year.
What was that called? I think I saw it on
Get the Bad Out.
Get the Bad Out, yeah.
But anyway, I'm going way too far forward. We're back back in high school still.
Well, my job is, we can branch out. It's fine, but my job as the interviewer is to bring it back to the center.
Here we are.
So we're good.
We're back to high school now. So yeah, I just drummed along to a lot of those bands. Well, all throughout high school, had like a few friends that like knew how to play guitar that would like come over and we'd jam a little bit, but it never got to like anything. When I was a senior, though, I did kind of get this little like garage band that didn't do anything. We had like a couple songs on MySpace, and we just yeah, right. And we just jammed in my garage like all day, any day that we could until the cops came. So that's kind of when I started like getting the feel for playing with people in that sense. And I think doing that while I was in marching band, being all that like super disciplined, rigid, like technical skill, and then like learning how to like play with people in like a more loose fashion at the same time kind of had some influence on how I play now. And then the guy who was the singer for that band in my garage played drums for another band, and their guitarist quit, and so I played some basic power chords in a not so good band, but it was a lot of fun at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I shouldn't say not so good, but it's not something that I would listen to now.
Right.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun for a few years. And then that band broke up, and I just didn't do like anything musically for a few years.
Mm-hmm. Were you still playing? Practicing or?
No, not
Nothing?
really. I mean, every once in a while, I had a friend who like had a whole bunch of gear at his house, and I'd go over and kind of like jam with him a little bit. But other than that, I didn't really do anything from like 2009 until 2012. I was just kind of working, partying. I had a cheap house that I lived at with a friend. The rent was like $200 a month. He bought it super cheap. It was like he bought it for like $20,000 or something. And the whole mortgage for the place was only $350 a month, and then like property tax and all that stuff. All the bills combined, like electricity, utilities, property tax, it was like $600 a month. So there were 4 people living there. We each threw in $200 to kind of keep an overhead.
It's not bad.
And yeah, that was sweet. So
any of those guys play music?
One of them makes like trap beats and
makes
like,
what?
Makes like trap beats and EDM stuff, like dubstep and whatnot.
I don't know those vocabulary words.
Nice. Well, it's like electronic music, like techno, but cooler.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to check it out. The other one didn't really make music, but he really liked it. Like he was always listening to music. He was the owner of the house. His name was Mitch. He actually passed away in a car accident last year, maybe the year before. Don't even remember anymore. That was the year before because his funeral was while I was at the studio in April, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, that was all right. Well, living in the house, that is. That was a lot of fun. And that's when, after I lived there for like a year, 2 years, I joined my friend's band and like played with them a little bit, and then they broke up. But then we started another one called Follow Me Forward. That started in 2012, and we went until 2014. We were only a band for 2 years, and then there was this other band that we were friends with called Don't Call to Come Back, and we, both of those bands kind of came up together at the same time, and then also broke up at the same time. So 2 of each of us just kind of over, and that's how plans started. We played our first show in 2015, but we started the band in 2014, and nobody knew about us until we played our first show. We kept it a complete secret from I think 3 people knew, and they were just like the people that were at my house while we were practicing.
Why'd you keep it a secret?
Because we didn't want our old bandmates to find out that we were starting a band before the bands had even broke up.
your ex-girlfriends, you're dating.
Yeah, I've already moved on, but you don't need to know that kind of stuff.
Wait, so you said you were playing for a year? 3 years? Wait, what was?
We were practicing and writing for a year.
Okay.
Before we play our first show or anything.
Okay.
Where
was your first show? Was it here in Indy?
It was in Terre Haute. It was at a house.
Holy shit! At a house?
Yeah.
Whoa.
There was there's a band called Beartooth. Have you ever heard of them?
Mm-mm.
Did you ever hear of a band called Attack Attack?
Nah.
They were pretty big in the MySpace scene days, kind of. But, yeah, they were pretty big. There was like 200 people in the house, and that was our first show.
How'd you get connected to that? Does somebody in the band know someone from Terre Haute, or what?
No. Well, our guitarist lived in Terre Haute, but there's people all over the place that like throw shows at houses. I actually did that for a while. That's how I paid my rent at that house I was telling you about earlier. And then I just had my job money to blow on freaking
You'd play at
booze.
Houses, and that would pay your rent?
No. I would have other bands play at my house and then charge like a $5 at the door. And then like I did the whole keg with a $5 cup kind of deal. And enough people came to them that it paid my rent in one night of fun. So I just did that once a month.
All right, that seems like a good idea.
It was. So then I just had my job money to blow on being 21.
Yeah, right.
You get it. And then, so yeah, then plans started. We were secret for a year. We played that one show. And then a few months later, we did our first little 4-day tour. We went to like, gosh, I don't even remember where we went. It was like somewhere in Ohio. I think we went to Buffalo. Gosh, it was so...
New York?
Yeah.
Whoa. You guys kind of shoot big, man. I'm thinking like locally, like Terre Haute, Fort Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
South Bend or something. Nope. We went to Delaware and then to Texas.
I personally, not with this band, have been touring for 6 years. I've traveled the whole country probably like 3 times. And then like the whole like right half of the country probably like 7 or 8 times. I've been a lot of places.
And this is just as a result of you guys like emailing people constantly.
Yep, we did have
building up your social music capital.
Yep, for a year we did have a booking agent who would do that, but he just did it for us and was a little more assertive with the money part. Like he would always have like a contractually obligated amount that the venues were like they had to pay us. It usually most of the time worked out just fine. So
he would have them sign a contract then to extract their money.
Yep.
Right on.
And then we would get it. Enough of it comes in and goes out, money that we're able to like write it off on taxes, and it gives us a pretty good chunk. But we don't make enough that we have to like be LLC'd, because you don't really have to have a business license until you start having to pay tax. And so far we haven't made enough that we would have to owe anything. So kind of sitting in a nice little balance there. Still kind of like struggling on the road money-wise, but we don't usually have to pay for anything. We just don't have any money.
You're
if
like
that makes
neutral.
Sense. Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, we bring like a few $100s a piece for like luxuries, I guess you'd call them, like getting a few beers at the show or buying souvenirs.
Food.
Yeah. Well, food, the band makes enough money from selling merchandise and from playing the shows that we can usually can pay for all of our gas and our food.
So utilities are spoken for then.
Yeah.
Right on.
And then every once in a while we'll have a really good night and make like $300 or $400, and we'll be like, all right, the band can buy a case of beer today. All right.
Cool. Do you guys, are you hoping to sign with like big record companies, or what's like your plans for the future, or do you have anything going for you?
Right now, we just put out this album, so right now we're just thinking about like making sure that that's pushed out well enough and it's doing good enough on its own that people are hearing it.
Is this your first album?
It's our third. It's our first full-length album, 12 songs. The last one was 4 songs. The one before that was 6.
Are those considered EPs?
Yes.
What does that stand for?
Extended play.
Extended play.
Yeah, because like in when records was the way to go, you had singles, which was like a 7-inch, and then you had the extended play, which was like a 10-inch. It fit like 25 minutes on them. And then LPs, I think it means long playing. I have to look that up.
Look it up. Google it. Google. George had asked me that question a couple of weeks ago.
What does LP stand for? Yeah, long playing. Nice.
Long play.
Wow, I am smart. Who knew?
You don't need Google. So this third one is your first full-length
Yes,
album.
It's 12 songs. It's 36 and a half minutes long. It's very nice. It's very...
So about 6 minutes.
Do what?
Am I doing the math right? 6 minutes then per...
No, the songs are usually like...
I'm done.
2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
I can't do math either.
I mean, I can, but my conversational brain is highlighting
interfering with the math part.
Yeah. No.
I hate when that happens. Except I don't have a math part. I'm not very smart. That's why I play music, and I'm not a doctor or something.
Bullshit. No. Musicians are actually very smart people.
Common sense. Well, no, we don't have that.
I know some
sense.
argue that. Max Allen argued that point when I told him that musicians are arguably some of the most intelligent people on the planet.
In a way.
Because you're utilizing both your hands at the same time, trying to keep beats in time, and whenever you do that, you stimulate your entire brain.
Yeah, totally.
Especially during improv.
I do improvise a lot of my drumming.
So if you want, you know what it does? It makes your brain more neuroplastic. So.
What does that word mean?
Means your brain is more able to learn new things and memorize things.
Nice.
So I guess you could argue that if you're just playing music and that's it, maybe you're not so smart. but what my argument is that if you're trying to learn new things like a new language, or you're trying to learn to do math, or anything else, really, it will help. Music will help.
That makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of memory that goes into it, like playing the same song the same way every time that you do it.
How many songs do you have
memorized?
Gosh,
a lot.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I have a shit memory. My memory sucks so bad.
Except for when you're playing drums?
I guess so, yeah. And then there's like tiny little nuance things that I'll remember throughout life, like what a person was wearing when I met them or something. Yeah. Where were we?
We were talking about the brains of musicians.
Oh,
I was trying to tell you that you're smart, but you're not agreeing with me. No.
I'm pretty smart sometimes.
I don't believe in myself, no. So we were talking about actually the band. Oh, like where you guys are now. And so we kind of looked at you specifically in your life as a drummer.
Nice.
So right now though, one of your band members recently had a baby.
Yes. In January.
Which one?
The singer.
The singer?
Yeah. She's a cute little girl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So do you think that's gonna maybe affect his ability to be able to tour maybe in the future?
It is a little bit at this current time. Like normally when we would be at this point working towards longer tours, like 5 to 6 weeks at a time, we're having to like kind of dial it back to like 1, maybe 2 weeks at a time. And as much as that kind of dulls our like progress, like with that short amount of time we're not able to make it that far west of like Texas, so we can't like get out to like California or anything with that kind of time frame, but it is a nice break.
Really?
Yeah. Like I have 2 other projects that I kind of work with a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, me and our bassist have another band called Bruise.
And you're not keeping that a secret?
No.
Okay.
And we tour pretty frequently. We did one in March that was like a little less than 2 weeks long. We did one in April that was 2 weeks long.
Just you and the bassist?
Yep, just me and him. Drums and guitar.
Any vocals?
Oh yeah, he sings. Well, we both sing actually. Yeah. So that's fun.
What's it called again?
Bruise.
Bruise.
Yep.
Bruise.
That's
like
also
beer,
on. Yep. Summer, like the season. Bruise, like the punch.
Oh, yep. Right on. I like that.
It's pretty cool. Me and Mike have a lot of fun.
You guys play around town locally? Ever?
Rarely.
You should. I think Indy is a great.
We play
music scene.
Plains plays in Indiana probably 3 or 4 times a year.
Man.
And it's always a party every time.
Mm-hmm. You have a good turnout?
Mm-hmm. They, I wish I could find a video from a while ago on our Twitter. I'm going to search for that while we keep talking because it is worth pulling up. It's very cool. But yeah, me and Mike, after he joined Plans, started doing that a lot. And it really has been a lot of fun. We've been going to a lot of the same places that Plans is. Like we went to Texas, we went to New York and all that. And it's been a lot of fun. We also just recorded an EP and put it out.
Awesome. So you guys are taking
June.
this as an opportunity to pursue other things while still maintaining the original band. That's a brilliant idea.
Oh yeah, it's real nice.
That's cool.
And then
you get to create other things.
Oh yeah. And then there's another band called Have Mercy that I have done a little bit of stuff with. They are from Baltimore, and I recorded their new album, which is coming out in August, on drums, and then I played one show with them in Atlantic City in May. That sounds right. Maybe March, April. God, I don't even remember now.
So you just you guys have one van that you use, or you just hit the road?
Yep.
Put your drums in the van or whatever?
It's a very large van. It's not that van.
Is it like a big white? Is it a white one?
No, it's a big red 15-passenger van, and we have like 2 of the benches taken out of it, and it's super cozy. Except
you
for
have a toilet?
No, I wish. No, not quite that fancy.
Max Allen had a toilet in his van.
Whoa. And it wasn't like an RV or anything like that. He just had like a toilet in his actual van.
Well, if you watch the video on the Artist Solace podcast page on Facebook, he hosted his episode. He hosted the episode in his van. He set up video. It's a recording studio. He has a solar panel on top, and he wired it electrically so he could record bands inside.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah. Apparently it's popular out west, and that's something he mentions.
I want to do that.
I mean, watch the video and see if it interests you.
I will.
You could probably get a hold of him.
And he's
really nice, man.
And is he one of those people that has like blueprints and stuff of like all the projects that he does?
I have no idea. He might. I don't know.
'Cause I've seen people do that before.
I'm not sure if he's a blueprint kind of guy.
I'm definitely not.
I mean, it's not like the inside it's not fancy or anything, but wiring is set up accordingly, and he has soundproofed it too in the back.
Nice.
And he has like wooden boards on the sides, and he can take like a kitchen set inside and out. He takes the toilet inside and puts it back in according to his needs.
That is super impressive.
I can't remember what he called it. He
I've heard of similar things dubbed sportsmobiles.
There was a particular... I haven't heard of sportsmobiles. It seems like for basketball players or something. I don't know. No. Just kidding. I can't remember. He had a particular word for what he was doing with the van. He would pick up different musicians and have them play together. And he had a specific word. I can't remember. You have to watch it.
I have to.
It's fun.
It's on your Facebook page?
Well, not my Facebook page, but the Artist Solace.
Artist Solace. The
podcast.
One for the Facebook page for the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Got it.
Yeah. It's fun.
Right on.
But, so yeah, van life. Sorry. Yeah, the van aspect is interesting to me.
It is. You always think of ways to improvise to make your life comfortable sitting in that one spot for the majority of a month. So like we have a pretty decent power inverter that we plug into like the cigarette lighter, and that has 2 like normal plugs on it and 2 USB cords. So the 2 people up front can plug their phones into it, and then on this last tour we had one person sitting in the middle seat, so he could plug into one of the like normal plugs with his charger, and then me and our photographer sat in the back, and we had a extension cord run back to us that me and her had all of our stuff plugged into.
Nice.
We made it work pretty well. If only we would have had air conditioning. Goodness.
Yeah, because it broke down.
Mm-hmm.
Did it get pretty stinky in there?
Honestly, not as bad as it could be.
Do you sleep in the van too, or do you stay in hotels? Do you have a means to bathe and
oh yeah, we
all that stuff?
have friends like almost everywhere that we go
comes in.
That we stay with, and then when we don't have any friends, as you know, it does not cost that much to get a hotel.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I just made that connection because you work at the Marriott. They have some pretty good deals on some of those rooms.
So sweet. Mm-hmm. You get like
you can get the Residence Inn Town Place Suites that have
like
kitchens.
$40. Mm-hmm. It's so messed up.
Yeah.
I love the ones that have the little kitchenettes in them. We stayed at one of those in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Made a bunch of mac and cheese with some with some sausages we bought at like the beef jerky store.
And the breakfasts are free.
Oh too. Yeah.
Some are nice. Some like it's surprising how much they vary.
Yeah.
Between different hotels. Some are. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. Some are kind of lame, but some are really.
My mom.
Lavish.
My mom uses it a lot too because she's a truck driver.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you said your parents were truck drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Yeah, mom
right on.
And stepdad. They team drive together actually.
Team drive. What does that mean? They ride together. They ride together.
Yeah, both of them just take turns driving the semi.
That is adorable.
Yeah, right.
Did they meet on the road?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad's a truck driver.
Oh, nice.
He didn't meet my mom.
I thought about it, but I didn't. I didn't pass the general knowledge test for the CDL.
Really?
Yeah. So I decided that it was not for me.
You just drive the van now.
Yeah. Well, hardly. Freaking Stan is a beast, a long driver, and he loves driving, and it is very rare that somebody else gets to drive.
Good.
It's a privilege to get to drive anymore.
Wow. He's like he won't let anybody.
Yeah, no. He's like, nope, and we're like,
how long can you drive?
Yes, absolutely. Long drives, all of them, any hour at all. He has done.
I mean, does he stop? Does he drink energy drinks?
Yeah, he drinks energy drinks. He'll, if he needs to, he'll stop for a nap. Yeah, we all stop and like stretch our legs and use the restroom. But yeah, a lot of our drives on this last tour were like 8 hours, and you just knock them right out, no problem. I used to be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if I could.
Long drives.
Yeah, I don't know if I could anymore. I haven't had a chance to do it because nobody will let me. Yeah. Well, actually, that's not true. I do probably about 90% of the driving for Summer Bruise.
You have your own band now. You can actually drive.
Well, this is actually the van I rolled up in that actually belongs to Mike.
You can see it out the window.
He's a gracious one.
Because we're up here at the loft, so it's I can tell when...
Hello. The van's name is
waving?
Marge.
Are you waving to your van?
Yes.
That's Marge, huh?
Yep, Large Marge Van.
Marge.
That's her full name. The Plans van.
Plans van, that's cute.
Well, the Plans van is a 15-passenger, and it's big and red, and its name is Scarlett Johansson.
Who thought of that one? That's great.
I don't remember which one of us thought of it, but it was funny because we did like a freaking double elimination Twitter poll on like naming the van.
So this was really important to you guys.
We had it narrowed down to like Vando Calrissian and like Jean-Claude Van Damme with the van capitalized. And all of the Twitter polls, we narrowed it down and we came up with a winner. But then we were like, yeah, just kidding, everybody. We're just going to call it Scarlett. And that wasn't even like one of the options on the poll or anything.
Nice.
I don't even remember which one won. I'm sure if I scrolled back.
So we just thought of another one.
They were all good. That was the problem.
Yeah.
We are just comedic geniuses, all of us.
Sure.
We're very funny. Very funny band.
That is awesome, though. A lot of importance on the name of the van.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I used to name vehicles.
Gives it personality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My first vehicle I owned was a Ford Bronco 2. I named her Bambi. Second car was a purple Dodge Stratus. I named her Dottie, but I spelled it Doddy.
Nice.
Because of Dodge.
Yeah, of course.
And then when I bought my white Impala, I had a three-word name for her. The Graceful White Spectre.
Nice.
And I just called her Gracie. That was her nickname.
Nice.
She's white, you know.
Stan's Malibu, he named it the Vicinity.
The Vicinity?
Yes, the
Why?
Vicinity.
Sounds
because when anybody would ask him like where he is, he would just say, "I'm in the vicinity."
Blew out my nose.
Oh, you're good. So he would just, if he was driving, he would always just say, "I'm in the vicinity."
Oh, dude. Okay, I get it now. That's pretty clever.
Especially for like if he's on his way somewhere, and someone's like, "Hey man, where you at?" "I'm in the vicinity." That could mean that he's close or he's in his car. Who knows?
So much ambiguity in that.
Nice.
So when I bought the red Suburban I bought for my parents.
Uh-huh.
I didn't name that one because my dad already gave it a name, the Red October.
Nice.
Which I think is a reference to the 2000 Space Odyssey? 2009 something Space Odyssey? I think.
Red October? Is it a reference?
I don't know. I don't know if you're into
I know that
science fiction or anything.
I know that when I was in high school, I took a film literature class and I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey.
2001. Why was I saying 2009? Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. 2001.
Okay.
That just popped into my head and I said it like I already knew.
But, so the Suburban, I haven't really gotten to name yet. But do you name your instruments? That's the question I was wanting to ask.
No.
Really?
Strangely, I used to. When I was younger.
Well, with a drum set, I would think you have a lot of family members there.
Oh yeah.
It'd have to be a weird collective, but one unit kind of. Name.
Someone made a joke one time. I pointed at my my tom drum and I was like, Tom, and someone was like, oh, Tom, is that Jerry? And pointed at the big one. So I guess these two are called Tom and Jerry.
There you go. There you go. That's fun. What about bass guitar? You never thought about naming?
No.
What all instruments do you own? So you have drum set,
I have 2 drum sets. I don't have a bass anymore. I don't know where it went. It's somewhere.
2 drum sets?
Yeah.
Do you have electric?
No,
or
I wish.
All acoustic. Do you ever play on electric drums?
At Guitar Center or when somebody else has them. I have a little electronic drum pad that has 8 pads on it that you can use an electronic kit. It's obviously not as accurate, but you can record demos and stuff with it.
Do you ever think of transitioning to electric drums anytime?
No, never. Not even once.
No.
I mean, having one to practice on would be really cool, but playing live, nah.
Acoustic drums you would prefer?
Yeah, all the time, always. I mean, you can mix the two. The electronic drum pad, I have that over on the side for a couple songs.
Right, yeah, there's the hybrid set nowadays.
Yeah.
Right on.
That has the electronic drum sounds on it. So that's pretty cool. I don't use it very often. There's only one song that has it in it, but I'm sure as we keep writing, it'll get utilized more.
Word. So any other instruments that you own or play?
I have an acoustic Fender, and I have... Is that rain?
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
I thought it was supposed to rain today. We can definitely hear that on this recording.
It's a nice soft rain. It'll be a nice background noise, huh?
And now we fall asleep.
Yeah.
So, you said
podcast.
acoustic Fender?
And then an electric Fender Stratocaster.
What's Stratocaster?
It's probably the most cliche style of guitar there is.
Really?
The kind that's I'll show you a picture.
Yeah.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
Trying to trace out the image. Okay.
You'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you see it.
The word sounds familiar, but I just can't associate a picture with a name. Oh yeah, okay.
Yep, one of those.
Standard.
It was my first guitar. I think I got it when I was 3 or 4. Well, what happened was my mom bought it for her boyfriend for his birthday or Christmas or something, and then they split up, and she was still paying for it, so she's like, no, I'm gonna take that back now. And then she was like, here, you have a guitar now. I was like, cool, Mom, thanks. And now it's still in my room.
Cool.
26 years later. Wow. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of time of being alive. Eh?
So far. Yeah. All right, man. We're going to cut this now. We're going to wrap things up.
Alrighty.
We're a little past an hour.
Got any other questions or anything?
Well,
anything that sounds...
do you have any advice, man? Like what do you do You guys are trying to push through tough times, or any advice for people who may be considering pursuing drumming or anything?
It's been a long road. I started playing drums when I was 11. Didn't really think that I would get to where I am now, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that far at all, but it's still like pretty far. How many people? There's not a relatively large amount of people who start playing an instrument when they're younger and then keep moving it forward and get out on the road with it and have people listen to it and pay money for it and get it tattooed on their freaking skin. There's so many people that have tattoos of my band on them. It's insane. I never thought that would happen. Yeah, but it's not the easiest thing in the world.
Sure.
It's expensive. It's physically and mentally taxing. You hear about a lot more like musicians and traveling artists with like mental illness and stuff, and it's kind of a vicious cycle because it fuels the songwriting, but then that's also the reason that it's there.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I think it's like you can't determine what's the cause-all factor.
Yeah.
Are you crazy because of the music life, or
yeah,
is the music life
a product of you being crazy? Yeah. So that's something that can come with it if it's pursued in the fashion that I'm doing it, which is, traveling, playing for cheap. There's other bands like bar bands and like country bands, hip hop artists that make like way much more money. So it all really just depends on which avenue you go down. Some have more money and less honor, I guess, less like honest to like the art and what you're doing it for. And then you have like people over in our vein who are barely scraping by, but we're spreading awareness of mental illness, and like we work hand in hand and like promote yeah, we work with like we don't like work with, but
wait. So you said you're spreading awareness. Is that what you're about to talk about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
There's like
Go ahead.
There's and a foundation called Hope for the Day based out of Chicago that we kind of like hand out information for them for. They are just their slogan is "It's okay to not be okay." It's a lot of people like stigmatize mental health and all that stuff. It's like, the whole boys don't cry bullshit, That's exactly why stuff like that exists, because people hide it away because they don't think it's like socially acceptable. But
Sure.
It totally is, and everybody should talk about it, get therapy, check on your friends, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That's like what a lot of our songs are about.
Really? Okay.
Cody experienced some tough times and it brought him down a bit, and through music he's been sharing his story of struggling and working through that, and
it helps him deal with it.
It helps him deal with it.
Other members experience the same thing like you?
Oh yeah, everybody. We all do. Yep. We're all in the same boat. We're all a little messed up in our own ways.
Yeah, bro.
But we're all in it together, and it's all good. You just gotta ride the wave,
That's a good thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you're... That's the one I kind of wanted to learn about,
Yeah.
Kind of the essence of the band. And so you guys raise awareness about mental illness through your music.
Yeah. And, it seems...
You're trying to help other people, too.
Yeah, it seems like it has. There's a lot of people who have told us... Cody specifically being the one that writes the lyrics and he's the one that's able to like talk to people about that kind of thing. The rest of us aren't so good at it. We're like, I don't know, I haven't figured it out either. You let me know when you do.
Talk to people about what they're going through.
Yeah. Cody.
He's more open.
Yeah, Cody will like invite while he's on stage. He'll be like, "Come share your story with me. I'm all ears." And he's really good at that. He's helped a lot of people. It's really cool. He's good. But
Maybe
yeah.
I'll have to talk to him sometime.
Yeah, it might be cool to get him on here. He's got a lot to say.
I mean, that's what I'm interested in too. That's what this podcast is for too. I mean, I've promoted it kind of to like the introduction episode, and it's kind of geared towards learning about the struggles of an artist and their journeys.
The struggles certainly exist.
Sure.
But yeah, I love it. It's fun. It's rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot of hard work though. Constant emails, constantly being let down, ignored. Nobody emails you back. Some of the shows nobody comes to every once in a while. We played one in Kansas. It was this girl's first show she'd ever thrown, and I think there was 4 people down there in the basement. It was rough.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of that, and then you get a lot of our home shows are when we play in Baltimore or when we play in Oklahoma City. Sometimes, not lately. It hasn't been that good in Oklahoma, but especially Baltimore, and I don't know why Baltimore. A lot of people like us there, I guess. Baltimore, and especially at home, people are piling on top of each other, screaming the words at us. I was trying to find a video of it earlier.
You'll have 4 people, but then you'll have huge crowds.
Yeah, after we're done, I'll do some more digging for that video, and you'll think it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's always wild to me, and I like watching it.
I'm glad you're doing this, man.
Yeah, me too. It's slowly starting to make its way together.
Yeah, whenever I talk to you at work and you say travel with your band, to me, I was thinking that's pretty good. That seems like it's admirable,
Yeah,
because you guys are pushing. You must be good,
Yeah, I guess if people are having us come back, then that means they didn't hate us the last time.
Yeah. Sure.
I think it's doing pretty well. We've got tens of thousands of streams on Spotify and stuff.
Whoa.
Which
right on.
Which isn't an exuberant amount or anything at all, but it is more than there's some bands just starting out who only have a couple hundred, and that's still even exciting to them, and it is exciting. Anybody listening to something you make, whether it be 100 people or 1 million people, is still badass.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, where can people find you online or access your music?
You can find all of our music on every streaming service imaginable: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube. We've got a handful of music videos.
What's the name of the band?
Plans is the name of the band. All of our social medias are We Are Plans, Plans, IN for Indiana. So at We Are Plans, IN. And then if you just search Get the Bat Out on all the streaming platforms. If you search Get the Bat Out on all the streaming platforms, you'll see a pretty pink and blue cover that just says Get the Bat Out a bunch across the middle of it. You can't miss it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
did some research.
So they can listen to that and then scroll throughout.
Do you have a website or anything?
We don't have a website. Yeah. We just have the social medias and the streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So, our Twitter, we're pretty interactive with people. We stay pretty updated. It's pretty good stuff.
Cool, man. Well, there you have it, folks. Go check out Plans. Plans. Plans.
Plans. Not plants. Not planes.
I thought
those are the two most getting ones.
I thought it was planes the whole time.
Oh, I get that all the time.
Planes, and I was searching planes online.
Nice.
When I was trying to find them. I was like, what the hell? Does this band even exist? Is he lying
sometimes
to me?
I wonder why we named the band what we did, but it's who we are now, and I kind of like that we're hard to find, yeah?
Thanks for joining me today, Sebastian.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jade.
And your full name is actually, let me see if I can remember it, Sebastian Mykal Gustave Richey.
That's it.
4-word name.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Me and all my brothers have 4-word names. It's Sebastian Mykal Gustave Richey, Colton Joseph Allen Richey, and Jace Robert Curtis Richey.
They say people with more names are smarter.
We are all pretty smart.
Or people perceive those people as being smarter. George, his full name is George Thomas Allen Furr.
Is he fun? Is he smart?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Is he listening?
Well, he's the one who actually told me that people perceive people with more names as being really smart.
Oh, nice. Hell
so,
yeah.
Good. Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. This was cool. My palms are sweaty. I don't want
Thanks again for listening, and I hope you join me on the next episode of Artist Solace. Bye-bye.
Ciao.